What's going on, everyone, and welcome to Movie Emporium's me review of the SpongeBob movie Sponge on the Run. This film is, of course, directed by Tim Hill. Now, before we begin, hey, if you like my channel, awesome. Hit that subscribe button to join Movie Emporium. Hit that notification bell at the top to find what's coming next. If you like these videos, awesome. Always hit that like button and comment below on any video you watch, including this one. So in this third film of the very highly influential, very popular franchise that is SpongeBob SquarePants, see SpongeBob and Patrick once again going on a road trip, which is getting, kind of disheartening and stuff like that, just for the simple fact that they've been on many road trips before. But it's SpongeBob and Patrick, so you really like seeing them together. But they are this time going on a rescue mission to recover SpongeBob's pet snail, Gary, who's very important to the kind of idea of who SpongeBob is. And in the process, they have to travel to the lost city of Atlantic City, thanks to Plankton, who was the one who stole Gary to give him to this, Poseidon. And Poseidon's using snails to basically make himself look younger because he's afraid of his looks and stuff like that, afraid of looking old and whatnot. And so it basically shows, SpongeBob and Patrick just traveling through the weirdness that is Bikini Bottom and the oceans beneath. And we come across, of course, this sage Tumbleweed, who basically is played by Keanu Reeves in an amazing performance, as Keanu Reeves is only known for doing. And he becomes like an integral part to getting Patrick and, of course, SpongeBob to kind of realize their potential and what they can do as a pairing, like a lifelong partnership. And it just kind of shows you the trials and tribulations of who SpongeBob and Patrick are and what they are capable of, even though they have their qualms and problems. But it's also a movie about how important SpongeBob is to the ecosystem of Bikini Bottom, which is kind of funny to think about because we've always known SpongeBob to be kind of the anchor point. But when he leaves with Patrick and leaves the Krusty Krab to basically its own devices, we see how truly important SpongeBob truly is and how much he means to everyone. And so the movie is about them going to help SpongeBob and so on and so forth, including Squidward, who truly seems to hate, SpongeBob and Patrick for good reasons, for how annoying they can get. So with the story out of the way, this movie has the unfortunate distinction of being the first true project that wasn't under the guise of Steven Hillenburg, the creator of SpongeBob himself. And it makes it for a very melancholy viewing experience because SpongeBob, like Steven Hillenburg, was the anchor for this show. It's not saying that Tim Hill, who directed it, doesn't know what he's doing because he's worked with SpongeBob, the entire crew, for the longest time. But like the movie, when you take a main person, a very influential person like Hillenburg, or like SpongeBob, and you take him out of the equation and you thrust him into another story, there's something that becomes missing about that. And I don't know if they were doing this on purpose, but it really feels like they were showing the sadness of losing somebody so important like Hillenburg by, Tim Hill having to kind of bring everyone together like he does in this movie because the rest of the crew go after SpongeBob, and you watch like the kind of implosion of these characters as they realize how important SpongeBob is to the world of Bikini Bottom. And it's almost like a metaphor for losing somebody as big as Steven Hillenburg, and it was actually made the movie more potent and powerful than I was expecting. It actually made it really sad and depressing, but there was something kind of awe-inspiring by watching it because it's a movie that truly hinges on specific characters, telling the story. And I thought that was really emotional. I really did. Now, with that said, does the movie work as a film on its own? And I think for the most part, it does. I think the friendships are there. I think the fun is there. I think the strangeness that is SpongeBob is there. I think Tim Hill did an amazing job directing this movie. It does go into some similar territory that we've seen a billion times before. Even this is very similar to the first movie where, for instance, they're being chased after by this individual at the beginning who's played by Danny Trejo, who was played similarly by Alec Baldwin in the original movie. They go to the above the land and above the ocean and stuff like that, and there's big sequences in all those movies that they've done so far like that. So it's very similar to what it's trying to do, which is very kind of whatever. And then they go to like a place where there's a big king of the particular area, kind of like in the first movie, similar to in the third movie. Somebody's been taken. It's just one of those similar type scenarios. For some reason, I got on board with the movie, but I think it's just because I love SpongeBob so much. It's a really kind of weird thing to think, where the movie may not be like the greatest movie ever, but there's so much heart and so much love put into the movie, and the voice acting is always so great that you just kind of have to go with it, that you just kind of have fun with it. And like I said, my problems are just They're more just because the story just feels beat by beat similar, but that's SpongeBob in a nutshell. It's always been kind of like that. But the voice work is fantastic. It's a really interesting idea to put this all in CGI because, you know, like for instance, Sandy Cheek's fur is like really realistic. The sponge look and feel of course, SpongeBob is really realistic. And sometimes it takes you out of the movie a little bit, but I think the idea of them going to Atlantic City and being really drawn in by the lights and spectacle is really, really funny. I think the fact that they make a Tumbleweed and they put a live version of Keanu Reeves in there is hilarious. I think he's one of the best parts of the movie because he's Keanu Reeves. Like I said, Snoop Dogg is in this movie, which, you know, he's Snoop Dogg, so you really enjoy him. He's doing a song and stuff like that. I think the songs are perfect for what you're getting. There's some old favorites, you know, like Take On Me and stuff like that. But overall, it's a fun movie. It's an entertaining movie. It does have the distinction of being kind of one of those movies that has spin-off nature to it, where we see like flashbacks. I didn't realize this was a thing until I started reading up on it, but apparently the flashbacks are leading into a spin-off series about young Spongebob and Patrick and Squidward and all that stuff. So it takes it down a little now that I know that, because I'm like, you could throw some like young SpongeBob in there, but it's really kind of noticeable that they're kind of leaning in towards what the future of SpongeBob is going to be if they ever, you know, end the series and then they do their own thing, because they're going to do like a Patrick Star series or something like that, as well as a young SpongeBob series. But with that said, I still enjoyed this movie. I still had fun with it. I still really felt the depth and emotion of who SpongeBob and Patrick are, which, as weird and oddball as those characters are, they have true emotional resonance to themselves, and they really feel like a lifelong, you know, friendship that, you know, not a lot of us get to experience. So with that said, I truly enjoyed this movie. I had fun with it, and if you like SpongeBob, I think you'll enjoy the movie too. So that's gonna be my take on the SpongeBob movie, Sponge on the Run. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know in the comments below what you think of SpongeBob. What's your favorite character? All that good stuff. If you don't like the series, tell me why you don't like it. So, but anyways, if you like my channel, of course, hit the subscribe button to join Movie Emporium. Hit that notification bell at the top to find out what's coming next. If you like the video, awesome. Hit that like button, and we'll see you guys on the next video. Peace out.